Welcome to the second inaugural
the second inaugural
episode of NBR No Bra Required, where you can feel free to be free and let it all hang out with hashtag no judgment.
No judgment.
So we are super excited to be here today. I am Shanté Nicole, aka the Shy Girl in ATL.
And I'm Bri, aka Beats by J, aka Sweets Factory, aka I'm just laying. But I'm Bri. How y'all doing?
Yes, we are super excited to be here. This has been a long time coming. Yeah. We started this a long time ago.
Probably 2018 or 19. One of those is when we started. But you know what? You know, a lot of things have happened since then.
Absolutely.
You know,
we've tried and failed. That's why we're here to encourage y'all. Because just if at first you don't succeed,
try again.
Try again.
Because we literally have been trying this thing again and again. But, you know, God got us. We got the right team going on now, and we're ready to share what we got to say with you.
Everything's about timing.
Yeah.
So, speaking of timing, it's like we've been in a whole pandemic for several years now.
But we made it.
We made it.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people didn't. You know, a lot of people didn't make it through the coronavirus and just the whole COVID-19 situation.
Crazy.
You know, a lot of people didn't make it, and you know, I'm grateful.
Me too.
My
did
children
you get it?
I did twice.
Okay. Ooh.
I did twice. The first time that I got it, I realized I had it because I could not smell or taste. And so I went and got me a vaccine real quick.
That's funny.
And when I say in 2 days, I was feeling a lot better. Now, let me tell you, I'm not about the vaccine hype. I'm just telling you what it did for me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And I promised my grandma that I was going to get vaccinated. So I have yet to do it. But I did catch COVID.
Now,
and real talk, I thought that shit was going to take me up out here. Mm-hmm. Like, I had all the symptoms. Like, loss of taste and smell, body ache, nausea, like stuff I didn't even know were symptoms. I was like, oh. And I know y'all hear my voice right now. I got a cold. It's not COVID. Okay? Everybody's safe up in here, okay?
And I'm vaccinated, so if I do get it, you know, I'm going to take my elderberry and my vitamin C, and we're going to move it right along. You hear me? Because I did end up catching it after getting vaccinated.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Everybody I know that got it twice is vaccinated.
Yeah. So I got it after my second dose. I end up getting sick again a few weeks later, and for 2 days I thought I was dying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I was in bed for 2 weeks when I had it.
Yeah.
Like, could not get out the bed. Like, it was really bad. So I'm just grateful to be alive.
To be honest, I'm grateful that we're trying to get through it, but we still got this variant that has come through.
Multiple
variants that have come through, and all we got to do is, you know, everybody stay safe. You know, take your vitamins. Vitamins are very, very important to your immune system and how you fight off things. Drinking plenty of water, getting exercise. Those things help build immunity and will keep you from dying from these man-made viruses. Okay.
Yeah. Speaking of taking care of yourself, like this episode is dedicated to self-care.
Yeah.
The title is 22 is time for you.
Yes.
It is time for you to like make sure that whatever you're doing, your endeavors, like you do what you need to do for you. Because I always like to use the phrase, like, it's very cliche, but you got to put your oxygen mask on first. Yeah. You can't do anything for anybody else. Mm-hmm. You can't be a good mother, wife, sister, brother, uncle, cousin if you're not good. So it's like, it's time to, you know, after having lived through a pandemic, like it's time to take care of yourself first. It's not selfish. You're not, you know what I'm saying, being self-centered. When you do that, it's just about, you can't be good for anybody else if you're not the best version of yourself. Because if you're in the hospital or you're sick or you're down, then there's nothing you can do for anybody else.
Yeah. One thing that I do believe that the pandemic has taught a lot of people is how to take care of themselves. Yeah. I've seen a lot of people doing, getting in better shape, learning more about herbal remedies, learning more about how our body works as African American people. So I think that, you know, we're at that point where self-care is at the top of everybody's list.
It's
I know it is
definitely.
for me. I've become very spiritual over this time, and I love God, and I love myself, and I'm learning how to infuse the two. You know what I'm saying? And just be my best version. You know, I've started working out.
But that's the thing too. Now it's like I try to find the silver lining in every storm, because it's like the one thing that the pandemic did do that was probably a good thing is all that stuff you've been putting off. All had time. I gotta go to work. I gotta go to school. I gotta do these activities.
Yeah.
All that shit shut down.
Yeah.
So all you got to do is be at the house, because you can't go nowhere.
And you realize what's most important during that time is family and love and health. Yeah. You know, so
but it definitely like caused people to put things in perspective. Like you can't run away from things forever. Like all the stuff we try to make excuses for not doing. Like you ain't got nothing but time. Yeah. You got nothing but time in your hands. That business you've been wanting to start. You know what I mean? That activity you've been wanting to do, that book you wanted to read, like it's been a time for that. And speaking of businesses, like, you know, you and I are both small business owner. Yeah. Shout out to Sweets.
Thank you. Sweets Factory on IG.
Yes. Check her out. Infused beverages. She said I shouldn't drink too much, but
I really don't want her to, because, you know, we get to being too silly on set, so
well, whatever.
I mean, we almost there because I'm lit.
That makes it more fun.
But yeah, so Sweets is my business, and you know, I definitely deal with the 8th and Pine.
Yes,
I have
shout
always
out to
bees by 8th and Pine.
Yes, my accessory line, my t-shirt is from there. All of my jewelry, I make earrings,
Black woman,
waist beads, but the pandemic kind of gave me a little opportunity to kind of, because I was making bracelets, but then I started doing earrings, because it was like, oh, I need a creative outlet, because I am a singer, and because of the pandemic, like I stopped taking gigs. Like the last gig I did was September, but prior to that, it had been maybe a year since I had done anything, just because, you know, to be safe, like being out and about in crowds. First of all, I don't like to be out in no crowds.
Well, see, that's what me and you differ. Like, the pandemic scared me, but it ain't scared me too much that I didn't go and do my thing. You know what I'm saying? I was outside. I definitely was working out. I was in the gym. Of course, I'm playing it safe. I'm wearing my mask, but baby, I'm outside.
Yeah,
honey.
See, I'm an indoor introvert. Like, inside. Yeah. In the house. Like, I don't like to be around people. Like, people think because I'm a performer, I'm very outgoing. Yeah. And I have my moments, but for the most part, I like my solitude. I like to be by myself.
Most artists are, you know, a little introverted, you know, and that's cool.
Agreed.
See, I'm not. I'm definitely extroverted, overly extroverted sometimes. And I don't have a problem with it, because you either love me. I am definitely the wild child, and wild in a sense of I'm definitely a free spirit. We're both Sag, but I'm free, okay? Like, can't nobody what?
Okay.
Like, you can't tell me anything.
So that's the thing. Like, we are both Sagittarians, but it's like I'm more conservative, and she is more of the wild child. Yeah. For real. Because
and when she says wild child, let me clear up some shit, because you know, people will start looking at me like, oh, look at Bri the freak. No, it's not even that. I mean, it's that, but it ain't that. It's more like Bri don't take no shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear no excuse. I'm going after everything. I'm having a good time. I'm laughing. Let me tell you.
Well, when I say wild child, I mean more of like the adventurous.
Oh, definitely.
You like to go out and do stuff. Like, I don't like to do that. Like, hang out, go to festival. Like, you thrive in those. That's why, like, you.
But I have a party product, right?
Correct.
So my Sweets is organic fruit juice infused with THC, right? So I'm getting people high. I need to be where everybody want to be high. Okay, I'm at BT Experience. I'm at Piedmont Park. I'm at anywhere people want to get high. Edgewood. You know, follow my IG is Sweets Factory and see where I'm at. I do pop-up shops every other week, and really, I want you to feel good. I want you to be high as you can be, and dancing and taking your shoes off, and not worrying about tomorrow. That's me.
Yeah, and that's what I mean by wild child. Me, I'm kind of like, oh, let's do something at the house. Let's watch Netflix.
Oh, Netflix.
Let's just watch a movie. Let's go
bitch,
to a dinner.
I didn't mean to went to sleep on your ass.
Well, so be it, bitch.
No.
That's fine.
See, that's not fun. It's not
to
fun.
To you, it's not fun.
What the hell? We gonna
My idea of fun and your idea of fun is two different things.
Okay.
Bitch, I'm the type of motherfucker who will go on vacation and not even leave the hotel. Like, I don't need to see all of the things. That's what I mean, free spirit.
Oh.
Like, you want to
I need to see
all
everything.
the excursions and the.
I want to get on the jet skis. I want to, rappel off of a 70-foot tower type shit.
No, I want my life intact when I go back home. And that's the other thing. Like, so I just turned 40 last year.
Yes.
So it's like I used to be like adventurous, ride roller coasters and shit like that. Great America, Six Flags. Like, yeah, sign me up. Now I'm like, oh no, what are we doing? What is that?
Well, see, I feel like, and I just made 35, so shout out to the milestone ages, okay? Right. I just turned 35, and I feel like I am like, bitch, woo, woo,
see,
like for real.
Gives me
now, let me tell you, at 35, what I'm experiencing is 80s motherfucking hot flashes, bitch. Oh I feel
are you
like
going through menopause?
I feel like I'm perimenopause, but I don't want to get diagnosed.
Now, what is that? Now, what is perimenopause?
So perimenopause is when you're about to go through menopause. You're not there. You're still having your women's shit going on. But baby, I could be sitting here talking and bust out in a fucking sweat. And when I say sweat, it's not just a sweat that, it's just a little perspiration. It's like somebody just dripped water all down my back. And then I'm going to be looking at you like, can we get a fan? And I'm only 35.
Yeah, that's the thing too. It's like the older you get, it's like that self-care is so important so that you're able to like pay attention to those things when it's like, oh, I'm getting older. Okay, I can't be out hooping on the court. I know many.
I mean, but you know what? You should, because to keep your body doing what it's normally doing.
Yes, but you have limitations because I know plenty of men who have been on the basketball court trying to hoop with the youngins and tear an ACL or they hurt a knee. Like you have to do what's in your limits. Like I'm not saying don't be active, but what I am saying is just listen to your body. Like you're not, the older you get, you're not 21 anymore. Like your body, the reality
I still think I'm 22.
Okay,
so.
bitch, but you're not.
Let me tell you something. When I'm in the club or in the lounge.
No, bitch, you got it right. This is the club in my fucking here.
When I'm in the club or the lounge, I literally am looking to be the like I'm chill because I'm still auntie, right? But I'm getting up and I'm dancing, and I'm getting up and I'm twerking, and I'm getting up and I got my drink.
I don't like to be the center of attention, which is very, very weird.
It's hard for me
because it's like, again, being a performer. I've done a little acting. I've been in a few things, so it's like you would think that I would like want to be the center of attention, but it's kind of like, I'm good.
Well, see, me on the other hand, I've always been the center of attention. I'm the first daughter, first granddaughter, first.
I mean, I am too.
You know what I'm saying? And it's always been an emphasis on me as a girl. You know what I'm saying? So, not pageants, but talent shows, fashion shows, things like that. I'm extroverted, and I've been like that forever.
But the funny thing is, it's like you just said that, like, I'm all of those things too. Like, I did not have another cousin until I was 11 years old. So for the first 11 years, like, and I have 5 uncles and aunts. So it's like, none of them had kids. Like, everybody doted on me, but it's a situation where it's like, I don't like to be. It's more like a, okay, situation, which is interesting because again, it plays into like we're both Sagittarius. We have a lot in common, but it's like you kind of took the extroverted role, and I kind of took the introverted role. But like you said, I think a lot of like artistic people are introverts. They know how to relate, right? And they know how to relate, and all of their energy is really into their message. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't got no extra. Y'all ain't got no extra. Like, see me, I got because all I do is live like for real. Like I don't put any limitations on myself. I'm very professional. I'm a educated and professional woman, but I chose to just live my life. I don't want to be bound by employment.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be bound by any situation.
And
really.
I think that that's something the pandemic has shown too.
Yeah.
Where it's a situation where like that good job you had, like it could be gone. And it's like how old are the days where you used to get a job? Like my mother has literally been at her job for 43 years.
And it's crazy because I have an aunt who's been at her job for 35 years and she ain't even that old. I said, what the hell? When did you get this job? Now see me, my professional life was HR. I did HR forever. And that was good. You know, it was good to me. But before the pandemic, I realized that, you know, I could do my own thing and make more money. And I have my freedom. I love to sleep.
Yeah, now I like my freedom. It's a double-edged sword because it's like, on the flip side, when you have a job, because I am an independent contractor. Currently, I'm a personal assistant, but I've been driving Lyft for like the past almost 6 years now. But it's like, I enjoy the fact that I don't have to clock in nowhere. I can punch. When I turn my app on, I can be in my bed.
Yeah.
Ready to go. Like, I don't have to drive to work. I don't have a work commute. But on the flip side, when I don't feel like it and I don't get up, I don't make no money that day.
Yeah.
So it's like there's a different type of mentality that you have to have when you are a business owner, when you are, you know, an independent contractor, because it's like if you don't work, you don't eat. Because there are pros to it. You don't have to request time off. You don't have to do all of these things. But
girl, let me tell you something.
Don't work, ain't no money coming in.
Well, my main issue with employment would be the fact that people don't honor employer-employee relationship. You know, people think that because someone employed you that they are massa. I don't bow down to nobody but God. You hear what I'm saying? So for a person to tell me, no, you cannot take your vacation time, or no, you cannot do this, or and you hired me as a professional to do the things that you're not willing to do.
Well,
you sought out somebody specifically for this. Then you're gonna tell me what you gonna pay me. You're gonna tell me when I could leave. You're going to tell me when I could come in. And who the fuck are you? Oh, see, that's my idea. So when I came up with my businesses, and I have a few of them, that's how I make my money. I'm a hustler.
Yeah. And see, for me, corporate America, my last corporate job was I was a personal banker at JP Morgan Chase. And the crazy part was it was a good job. Like, the bank ain't going nowhere. It's decent money. I'm single, no children. So it's like, all my money comes to me, and you know, it was great, but I had a nervous breakdown at work.
Yeah.
And it was like I just was unhappy, and it was like all the outside signs, like I had a good job, I had a great apartment in a nice area, I think I was dating somebody at the time, I had just bought a new car, so everything should have been fine.
Yeah.
And I was at work one day, and I went into the bathroom, and it was like I felt like the walls were closing in on me. Like I was having like a panic attack.
Yeah.
I guess that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
And I just realized, like,
this ain't it.
This ain't for me. So then what happened was the bank got robbed, and I was helping out behind the teller line. So he came and robbed my drawer specifically, and I took a leave of absence after that and did some soul searching and some praying.
Yeah.
And I feel like God told me to leave. And and in those moments, it's one of those
he'll
things
tell you to
where
leave, baby.
it's one of those things where it's like there's no right or wrong thing to do. You can go back to work and that's okay.
Yeah.
But it's like it's okay not to go back. So a friend of mine, shout out to Alicia Davis, my best friend on the West Coast.
Hi.
She bought me a book by Torrey Roberts, who is a pastor, and it's called Purpose Awakening. And I was reading a chapter in that book, and it said that there will come a point in your life, and I'm paraphrasing, where there will be a bridge to cross. And you can either stay on your side of the bridge and live the life you've always lived, or you can walk across the bridge and enter into another dimension of purpose, one that you didn't even know existed.
Well, you know what's
and that's like so amazing, because like that is proof. There's no right or wrong. You can stay here and that's fine. You just go to work and do all these things, but it's like if you want something greater, that takes,
let me show you,
that takes courage, and it takes like a lot to step away from everything you know to be comfortable, because that's the other thing. It's like being comfortable, like you gonna go to this job.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be here. You gonna get paid X amount of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
You know that. You know what I mean? You getting a 401k. So it's like it's easy to stay there.
Baby, let me tell you something. One thing I do know is God will tell your butt to move. Okay?
Yeah. And you best to listen.
And you best listen. Let me tell you. I was literally doing HR for a big Georgia company. And this company, it's a great company, whatever, walk the man.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sick. This is when I got, COVID for the first time. And I was like telling them, like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't come to work. So after about 4 times of doing this, my boss brings me in and says, well, you need to figure out if you want to work here or not. Now, mind you, I'm sick. There's nothing I could do about this.
Yeah,
right?
There's some other people that want that job.
Baby, let me tell you, I went home and I went to sleep. And I woke up. And I literally said, God, do I got to go to work today?
What you say?
Nope. And you know what I did? I ain't been back since.
Yeah.
Them niggas called me 20 times a day.
Yeah. They tried to get me to come back to work.
I'm not coming back because y'all ain't got no sense. Yeah. I'm sick. I got children.
Yeah.
You hear what I'm saying? Yeah. I got shit going on.
And the reality is, whether I come back or not, this motherfucking ship gonna keep on rolling on.
And you know what? For real, I don't even like y'all.
This motherfucker gonna keep on rolling on. What I'm back for? I saw a meme one day of a casket, and it said, "We're sorry to hear that you've passed. Is it any way you gonna be able to come to work?
And I'm looking at this lady like, when she said it to me, she's like, well, you need to figure out. I'm like, I'm sick. I got things going on. And she like, yeah, well, you need to figure out. I looked at her like, I wanted to say right then, bye, bitch. What the fuck? Who are you telling?
A proper professional resignation letter.
Who are you talking
bitch
to? Because literally I could do this shit at home.
Yeah.
If you gave me a laptop, but you cheap, I ain't gonna say nothing. But anyway, moving right along. But okay, so I wanted to hit on the fact that, we've hit milestone ages, 40 and 35. We're both single.
Yeah.
We got this whole dating, world out there. So what are you doing, to be proactive in the dating thing? Because I know it's different now because we got to, coronavirus, we're doing everything online. And so I just want to let y'all know, I've been online dating. Like, I've been, online. Have you been online, friend?
If that's what you want to call it, dating.
Well, when I say dating, I mean like in hopes of meeting up with the motherfucker.
Yeah, here's the thing. I ain't really putting no effort into that because, and that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother episode.
Okay.
But it's like, I'm not even trying to put my energy over there, right? Like I am, but I'm not. Mm-hmm. Because I in the Bible it says, he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. And not that I am like opposed to you being assertive if you find somebody that you like. But as far as me, like there are so many things that I want to accomplish this year. Like again, hitting that 40 milestone. It's like I'm looking back because so on the online dating, because Facebook got an online dating situation.
And I love it.
So one of the they have where you can answer questions, and one of the questions is something to the effect of, what would this chapter of your life be called? And my answer was Journey Back to Me. Okay. Because it seems like when you hit certain ages, you start to reflect back on your life, what you've done, what you haven't done, what you've accomplished, what you would like to accomplish. So it's like, for me, I'm just trying to, because I haven't had success in the love area, I feel like the best thing for me to do right now is to focus on some of the things that I want to do. Get my businesses to be profitable. Start this podcast. Do some traveling. Because the reality is, bitch, I got a passport that I've had. It expires in 3 years. It's valid for 10 years. I have not one stamp in there. So it's like, for me, I feel like I want to find a companion.
Well, you got a passport, bitch. I'm still working on that part of my life, And this is the thing. The reason why is because I had a long, I was married You know, I was in a long-term relationship, and a lot of my life went towards my husband. You know what I'm saying? And the reason
as with
that
most women, their husband, their kids, they comfort,
anything. I understand the journey back to me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I understand that. And my journey back to me is understanding that I can be loved. Yeah. And that I'm accepting and welcoming love. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at, you know, I've been single for about 3 years and divorced for about 3 years. And I'm looking at it like the journey back to me is to get to the things that I want, which is, you know, companionship.
Absolutely. And I'm not saying that I don't want that. No, of course I do. I think you do. But I absolutely do. And I've been single for a very long time. I'm not even going to say. Because I've learned that when I say how long I've been single, it's clearly a turn off. Because niggas will be like, ooh, something must be wrong with her. That's what I'm thinking. But it's just a situation where, again, I haven't invested a lot of time in that area. And on the flip side, it is about, since we are talking about self-care, it is about getting to know who you are as a person, as a human being, and being okay with those things, because you can't expect anybody else to love you if you don't first and foremost love yourself. Well, that is true. So I think that that's part of, you know, when I say that, it's not that I'm not interested in it, but I feel like what's important for me now at this phase of my life, at this milestone, is to really, you know, figure out who Shanté is and the things that she wants, and what are some of the things that she has put on hold that she actually can do. Because for me, one of my greatest assets is I feel like I have a lot of great ideas. The problem is that I don't have the follow through to complete those ideas, and it's something that has been a recurring theme my whole life. Even but you're not alone.
You're not alone in that, because a lot of us get to that point in our lives where, you know, we're a little stagnant on things. You know what I'm saying? My main form of self-care, my journey has been 3 years long. Right, I've lost 60 pounds. I have, you know, become better at eating and learning myself, communing with God, my ancestors, and myself, aligning my chakras. And now I feel like I'm at that point where I'm like welcoming companionship. And it doesn't necessarily have to be for a forever thing. I'm looking for that vibe. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like as part of my self-care is just knowing that, you know, I'm capable of being loved again. Because sometimes when you get divorced, like, y'all, divorce is not for the weak.
No, bitch.
It is not for the weak.
Under my belt too. Now. Okay, like you get divorced. We had no kids, but like yes, I have one under my belt. It is like a badge of honor, and that's the other thing I wanted to talk about too. Like,
wait, hold on. So what I'm saying is, when you're going, when someone has gone through a divorce, like me and you, for instance, my divorce wasn't easy. You know, it wasn't like I could go sign some papers. I got babies. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was able to sign papers, but I also went through a traumatic period. And now I'm like, bitch, okay, you've been with him your whole life. Is somebody else capable of loving you? Yeah. The way that you want to be loved. You know, so, you know, 22, new you, new me.
It's time for
It's time for me. It's time for me. So, and if y'all are single,
oh God,
I'm 4'10".
Oh God,
I'm of German descent. I have 2 babies.
Can we save that for another topic? We're talking about pandemic things.
Are we?
Yes, we are. Self-care, self-love. Starting businesses, doing things for you, thinking about, you know, where you are in life. And that's the important thing too, is it's never too late to start.
It's never too late to start.
We are sometimes conditioned to believe that once we turn a certain age, oh, it's too late for that. Too late for this. Can't do that no more. And it's like, that's not true.
The perfect example that I have for that is my mother, right? My mother literally was a high school dropout. She had me early on in life. She got married early on in life, and she's been married. My mother for 20-something years was a house mom, a housewife, and did the house things. And when she turned 40, she literally went back to school, and in 5 years went from GED to NBA.
Amazing.
You hear what I'm saying?
Shout out to all the black women
who
can do that shit, raise a family, and decide that
after 40
and do it. Yes.
After 40.
Society tells your ass, bitch, you too old for that.
Or auntie, sit down. You know, one thing I'm tired of is this auntie thing. Now, I done reached 35, and now the little boys want to call me auntie. I don't really like that.
See, I don't go out, so the niggas ain't calling me shit.
I don't like auntie.
I don't like auntie. You know why? You know, and it's funny because, so, I have a friend. I have an Asian friend. Okay, now, y'all don't judge me, because this is a place of hashtag no judgment. I have an Asian friend. Her nickname is Ching Chong. And the only reason why her nickname is Ching Chong is because she's Asian, but her name is Marge Ramos. So I didn't know that in the Philippines, Mexico took over a part of the Philippines, so a lot of Filipinos have Latin-sounding names. But her name is Ching Chong. Yes, I know. Isn't that crazy?
This is good.
Yes. So her last name is Ramos, which you would associate with a person of Hispanic descent, but she's Filipino. So her nickname is Ching Chong, and mine is Auntie. I get offended when she called me Auntie. Now I know Ching Chong can seem a little offensive, but that's just
I was gonna say, bitch, you calling her Ching Chong.
But I don't think it's an offensive thing. I think it's just when you give off that, that homegirl kind of thing, like it's kind of a term of endearment, but I think where it go wrong is because it makes us feel old. Like,
baby, don't call me auntie, okay? I went on a date with this guy, and I was telling him about, being called auntie, and we're still really good friends. And he'd be like, oh, so I'm TT baby.
See, I don't like that shit. Because here's the thing.
I feel like men be fantasizing about their mama friend, they be calling them auntie. Like, hey, Auntie Shirley, and Shirley ain't no blood. And then I get at 19 and Auntie Shirley is 38.
But that shit, men have a complex about that, which is, again, another topic for another show. That daddy shit. I don't like all of that. It's too much. So yeah, none of that stuff, and that's a turn off, because then it's like you get into like dealing with kids, like then that's like awkward. Don't call auntie. I understand that it may be a term of endearment. It's not sexy.
It's not.
You don't equate auntie sexy with sexy. And at this phase,
and then we're from Chicago too, so auntie means totally different.
Yeah, TT, auntie, like
that's like it. What?
Right, somebody older, you know what I'm saying?
Or the lady with the bonnet with the at the corner store.
No, it's not sexy. Right, and because first of all, I ain't trying to be nobody auntie.
But I'm too fat to be an auntie.
Yeah, not yet. And none of my siblings have children, so I'm not an auntie.
No.
So,
well, I'm an auntie in real life, but I don't want to be, TT. I don't want to be TT. I want to be TT. I want to be bae. I want to be TT.
Oh my God.
So anywho,
but yes, your mother went back to school.
Yes.
Got a master's degree.
So, and she's living her dream job, which is executive human resources for a very well-known hospital. So she's doing really good. Shout out to mom.
Shout out to mom.
And she's also a business owner too. So shout out to Yaya Sangria if y'all ever wanna in the Chicago area and want to get some.
Now sangria. I met your mama because now speaking of starting again, like when we did this the first time, we did a whole trip to Chicago.
We did.
Where you interviewed my mom. My aunt happened to be over.
Yes.
So you got to talk to my auntie. Then I interviewed your mama.
Yeah.
I got to ask her some questions about herself and you. And it's just one of them things where it's like, I hate that none of that will ever be seen, because it's like it seems like such a waste, because it's like, how often do we get to hear what our parents feel about us?
Well, a good thing about it is that opportunity gave us the opportunity to see our parents in a different light and what they really thought about us, right? So we're gonna go back, y'all. We're gonna go to Chicago. We're gonna eat some good food.
We're gonna eat good.
Oh my God. Take me back, Lord.
We're gonna go to the Buckingham Fountain.
Oh,
we
yeah.
gonna fucking go to the Bean. All those iconic Chicago things.
Yeah.
Like, because Chicago is an amazing city. And that's yet another thing we have in common. We are both from Chicago. Yep. So
living
it's
in
like
Georgia,
people sleep on Chicago, and it is known a lot for the violence and some of the negativity that Chicago has. But there's so many amazing things. It is very diverse in cultures. Yeah. It is, so rich in the arts, like so many people. Yes,
definitely the arts. We definitely
Sam
are arts
Cooke,
people.
Shaka Khan,
who is my mama
Fire,
for real.
You know what I'm saying? All of these musical groups that have come out of Chicago, like there's just so much history. Like the town that I grew up in, shout out to Maywood, Illinois.
All right, Maywood. West Side.
Like, there's a pool named for Fred Hampton, who,
it's very rich in Black history, though.
Absolutely.
It's very rich in Black history.
DuSable
Museum. Yeah. But you did see that on 71st or whatever that is, Jeffrey, where they put the Black Lives Matter on the actual, or Stony Island, something that they put Black Lives Matter on the actual street, which was really cool. But speaking of, our trip to Chicago, we learned a lot about the people who we were dealing with. We learned a lot about our families. We learned about, and to be honest, that really catapulted me into my self-love, figuring out who I am. You know what I'm saying? And not just who I was bred up to be. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we got to go back to Chicago, y'all.
We don't have to do it.
We have to.
It was such an amazing experience, and I think that what it has shown me is like sometimes like if at first you don't succeed, try again. Yeah. And it's like,
and it's never too late. It's never too late.
And everybody who is successful, from Mark Cuban to Steve Jobs to, so many people, like, they failed. Yeah. More than one time.
But you're never going to be, you have to go through that failure.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I was just telling you about this business venture that I'm doing. And my very first day, which was yesterday, my launch, I bombed, y'all. Like, I bombed hard, and I didn't make any fucking money. I spent all of this money, and I didn't make any money, and I ended up giving the food to the homeless, which was even more gratifying. So I'm okay with that. But it wasn't like when I started Sweets. I literally, God gave me a vision of a bottle. And I was thinking of doing wine at first. Remember, I had the sangria thing going on. Yeah. But, I'm a smoker. So
yes, we know you like to get high.
This is something that I was good at already. I was making stuff already. I was selling stuff already. And I had a vision of a bottle. And I still have that bottle to this day. 3 years later, and my labels came in a dream, and this all came into fruition. I do very well. Yeah. I ain't got to go back to work. Thank you, God. Yeah. Hallelujah. I don't got to go back to work because this should sell itself. Yeah. So, I'm just, it's never too late, and you're going to fuck up. You're going to fail. I failed yesterday. That don't mean I ain't going to try again next weekend.
Yeah. But you have to have those failures, because then when you do have the successes, you appreciate it more, because you know what it feels like to fail. And everything in business is not just about how good an idea is or how good a product is. There's a lot of other things that go into it. A lot of it is timing. Yeah. Case in point with this. We started a couple years ago. Yeah. Clearly it wasn't the right time. But now we align. Shout out to Timbre Sound.
Hello.
The bitches up with the sound and the video. Yes.
And really, this is our vision coming to fruition. Absolutely. So, sometimes it's not a failure.
It's not a failure.
It's just a delay. It's a regroup, honey. And really, I am very grateful for this setup, because we was talking about this setup.
I'm telling you, the couch.
But see, when it's right, and you put it in the atmosphere and you manifest it. Yes. You gotta wait for those energies to come together.
But you have to see it before you see it,
honey. So and speak everything. Absolutely. I believe that words cast spells. I do believe that anything that can be said can be done. Yes. And if you're saying that you can't, honey, you ain't gonna do it.
And it's so important, because like when brought this idea to you all those years ago, and I was like, I want to do this. And this is where our introvert, extrovert, yin and yang work out, because I'm like, oh, I have this idea, but I don't know. You're like, let's do it.
Tomorrow.
Let's do it. Yes.
Tomorrow.
Let's do it.
I had a camera person.
Yes,
I had the setup in the living room. I had
because
everything.
we wanted it, and that's the thing. Like, No Bra Required is not just for women.
No.
So we don't want to exclude the fellas. We're gonna have topics and
we're gonna have guests.
Yes, we're absolutely gonna have guests for y'all. Yeah. But it's just you don't have to have a bra to be here, because we gonna talk about all kind of things, and we don't want to exclude anybody, but we want it to be comfortable. That's why a lot of podcasts, they're sitting behind a desk. At a desk, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're on a couch. We want you.
First of all, that's not even our personality to be at no damn desk. Like, really, I was hoping that we could have got some herbal essence around here, but
you can do that.
I believe that this was the way it came, the way it was supposed to come.
It was
divine intervention.
Yes, it was divinely created for a time such as this, because
thank you, God.
Again,
that was cute.
It takes a lot of persistence to be successful at something. Yeah. Like, I use this as an example too. Like, I've been thinking about, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And I wanted it to look a certain way, and it had to be this, and if it's not this, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But I use her as an example, Issa Rae. She started off as awkward black girl on YouTube. Yeah. Not the best quality.
Yeah.
Not the best camera angles.
Yeah.
But look at Insecure all these years later. And how, you have to start somewhere. And has she
don't get me started up, because really, I be thinking like I could be an Issa Rae.
Has she not started something? Just do something. Hey, friends, I want to do a little web series.
Yeah.
Let's do it. And people getting on board with that.
Yeah.
And saying, hey, let's do it.
Yeah.
She wouldn't be where she is today. So it's like, sometimes it just takes like putting the idea out there. Like I said, with you, like me saying, let's do this thing. And having somebody who's like, absolutely, we're going to do it.
Well, the good thing about that is that we're real friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. And when you have a friend, and this is another thing in 22 that I'm focusing on, is friendships.
Yeah.
I lost 4 friendships in a matter of 30 days last year. And the reason being is because of my self things that I'm doing, my self-love. It is important for you to team up and mesh with people who share your same vision.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I cannot build a tower if you dig in this ditch right here.
Yeah.
I need to build this tower, and if we're going to walk together, not saying that I'm not going to speak to you along the way, not saying that I don't trust your process, but what I'm saying is my team, they need to be over here trying to build this tower with me.
Absolutely.
Whether it's putting in the flooring, whether it's putting in the, figuratively speaking, my people got to be on board with me. You know what I'm saying? And I trust you.
Yeah.
And I think that in friendships this year, I'm looking at how I could trust the person.
Yeah.
It didn't matter how many times you was like, okay, we're going to meet up and we're not going to meet up. I'm ready for you because I share the same vision as you do.
And every time that I have come to you, like, let's do it. You
I'm ready.
Like, let's go.
Honey, let me tell you, seize the day. There's no time like the present. We want to be cliche about it.
But I live like the accountability. Yeah. It's like somebody who's going to be like, okay, bitch, are we doing it? Like, let's get up.
Yeah.
Like, even today, I wasn't feeling the best. My friend is in town. I got a cold. My nose is running. But it's like, I can't continue to allow excuses to stop me from doing what I know I'm put here to do, because at the end of the day, this is bigger than me. That same book that I was telling you about, Purpose Awakening, there's a quote in there that says, your life is not for your life.
Yeah.
Just as a tool is not meant to fix itself. So for me, my experiences...
I need that as a tattoo.
Listen, my experiences are to help other people so that they can understand you're not going through this by yourself. It may look a certain way. People think because of the job that I have and the people I'm around that, everything is great. But it's not like that. So it's like, for me to be able to express and maybe help somebody who may be struggling with mental wellness, somebody that may feel like they're by themselves, if something that I can say or something you can say on this show can help them, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the main goal, because life is too short.
It is. And I think that we've learned that.
A childhood friend of mine, she died in a car accident yesterday. She's maybe a year or two older than me.
Wow.
But vibrant, had a child, a husband, and it just, it put things in perspective. Like, you don't have forever.
Yeah.
You have a finite amount of time in which to do things. So you can't take for granted that God keeps giving you the grace of another day, because tomorrow is not promised. So it's like, the longer you put things off, like, you're wasting precious time. And remember when we talked a couple weeks ago, we started to do this again, and I was like, Lord, forgive me for wasting the precious time that you have given me.
It's not so crazy, because it's so crazy, and it's important. This is the way I live my life. I live my life in seizing the day, because life is too short. We lost so many people through this pandemic. People that I didn't even know had underlying issues.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Illnesses that that COVID-19 definitely wiped them out. So I think that my perspective came in a while ago, when I realized that the same thing that I just had, people are dying from. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. People are dying from. So I thank God every day, and I'm very, the thing about it, when you living in the moment, is to stay grateful.
Absolutely.
To stay grateful, no matter what you believe in, just being afforded, or not even afforded, or allowed the time that you have.
Yes. To having a gratitude attitude.
A gratitude attitude.
So cliche, but it's like,
so good.
Yes, when people, and listen, this is what I started doing.
A gratitude attitude. Okay.
It's great.
That's good.
But I always say, when people ask me, how are you doing? My normal response is, I'm grateful. Because I could be angry, I could be happy, I could be sad. My mood is going to change from day to day, hour to hour, minute to minute. But my attitude is always grateful, because no matter where I'm at in life, it can always be worse. It has been worse for me and other points in my life. So it's like, you always, if you say that you're grateful when someone asks you how you're doing, then that keeps you aware of the things that you've been through, the things that you've come out of, and knowing that things could always be worse. And for somebody else, it is.
Well, like I said, words cast spells. So if you are saying things that are like, I have a friend who often says, when he's not doing good, he often says, oh my God, I hate my life.
Ooh, yikes.
I have literally seen this person diminish themselves because of what they're saying to themselves. Somebody asks me how I'm doing, I always say, I'm well. Yeah. I am well. I have a 76-year-old grandmother who is well in her body. She's well in her mind, and she keeps it in the forefront that she is well. She doing good. Ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm good. And it spoke to her body, and now she lives a well life. And I always want to be that way.
We should probably do a separate episode just about manifesting. And no matter what your religious beliefs are, if you're Hindu, if you're Christian, all religions talk about the power of words. The power of life and death is in the tongue. That's the Bible. Karma, all those things. What you give, you get. What you sow, you reap. Like, all those things.
Watch what
and
you say.
We will have to, delve a little deeper into that. But it's like, you attract. Somebody put it to me like this: the universe, God, whatever, does not understand what you don't want and what you want. It only understands what you're giving out.
Ooh.
So that's why when you say, when it rains, it pours, your day goes downhill from there, because that's what you're attracting.
Yeah.
So it's a situation.
Or what else could go wrong?
Yeah, it's like, it could, anything like that. It's like, you have to be mindful of the words that you speak, because they do have power, and they do bring forth things. So it's like, you have to be mindful over your business. I am successful. Affirmation.
I need to close this, because I am high, honey. I'm sorry.
God. And mind you, I'm fine. And she was trying to tell me not to drink it all. But all of those things are important if you want to be better, if you want to do better. Like, you can't beat yourself up while we talking about self-care, because we normally are our own worst critic.
We are.
You can't beat yourself up. You failed. Okay, you didn't do it. You didn't work out today. And again, weight is always been a thing for me. So it's like, again, another topic for another show, but it's like, those things, but at a certain point.
I think that, with us going into new you, 22 new you, I think that is something that we could, hit on just for a second. With self-care and self-love is exercise.
It is.
And being aware of what you put into your body and being conscious of the bread makes me bloat, bitch.
Yeah.
I can't have too much bread because I be walking around here like Pillsbury Dough Girl. Yeah. Okay? And I don't, I'm already short. I'm 4'10". So it's like, I can't be walking around looking like a stuffed marshmallow. So I got to limit my bread and my sugar intake, right? And only because I know what it do to my body.
Yeah.
Once you get conscious of what things do to your body, you can start eliminating those things, and that comes along with self-care and being self-aware.
Being self-aware.
You know what I'm saying? Be self-aware, y'all. Don't be just putting anything in y'all bodies.
Yeah.
And it comes out of your pores.
Yeah. It's about intake.
We're
talking about our thoughts, our words, our food.
Yes.
Like, all of those things play a part into it. So it's like, we have to be mindful in 2022 of what we're ingesting.
Yeah.
From ourselves and from other people.
Oh.
We can't allow other people to dump their mess, because the reality is, when people dump on you, it's normally a reflection of what they're dealing with.
Yeah.
But we have to not take things personal. Speaking of not taking things personal, bitch. So this is the other good thing I love about.
Ooh, should I open my juice
doing
again?
Ride share. Bitch,
Why I just kick my feet?
You said you was hot.
I am, but
okay.
Did y'all see my key?
A passenger got in my car, and we were talking, and I thought he was going to get on my nerves because he came to the car. He didn't have a mask. I was irritated. But we got to talking. Super cool dude. But he introduced me to something called the 4 Agreements.
Okay. I like this.
So, I'm not a big reader, but they have them on YouTube.
Okay.
And he kept saying, like, you should probably start with, because he gave me a list of books.
Okay.
But he said you should probably start with the 4 Agreements. The 4 Agreements are: be impeccable with your word.
Oh.
Don't take anything personal. Don't make assumptions. And always do your best.
Which are things that you should be living by.
But in the realm of self-care, like, when you think about everything fall into that category where we just talked about the power of your words. Don't take things personal, because people are looking at things from their perspective, their experiences, their life.
Yeah.
So they are inadvertently, not meaning to down you, but just because of what they've dealt with, that's their perspective. So don't take things personal. And most of the time, it ain't even about you. Don't make assumptions. When you assume things, you create stories where people...
You're so funny, because not to cut you off, but to cut you off, right? Yes. So being intentional with your words, and what was it with people?
Don't take anything personal.
Don't take anything personal. I just went through a friendship breakup, right? And it was the breakup was because someone assumed something, right? What I want to tell our people is never assume anything, because you don't know the connections that you cut off when you assume. You know what I'm saying? I had a friendship breakup where someone assumed something very negative about me and didn't want to let me know that they assumed this. You know what I'm saying? And what could have been a blessing and a good opportunity for both of us, it kind of cut our situation short. Be intentional with your words.
Impeccable.
Be impeccable with your words.
Don't take anything
Don't
personal.
take nothing personal.
Don't
let me tell you, I cut that situation off, and I was taking it personally. And when I was taking it personally, it was literally diminishing my light.
Absolutely.
It was literally tearing me from the inside out.
Yeah.
So when I decided to say, this person is only doing this because of what they're experiencing, is when I was able to heal from the situation.
And healing
and it gives you grace.
Yes, because you're gonna expect grace from other people.
Yeah.
When you lash out or you take something out on somebody that really didn't have nothing to do with them, like, you have to think about people. Like, everybody needs some grace.
They do.
Because we don't always act accordingly.
They do.
Yes, it is important for us to be understanding of people and empathetic to what people are dealing with.
Yeah.
And the last thing is, always do your best. The last agreement.
Always do your best.
Because the reality is you'll fail and sometimes you'll succeed. But if you do your best, that nobody can ask you to do any more than that.
And with doing your best, pushing yourself too.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes we have a limited idea of who we are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And a man told me that a man can only elevate as far as his thinking. When I think of man, I think of human. I think of a person. You can only elevate as far as your thinking. You know what I'm saying? So, with the 4 agreements, friend, I think I like that.
I'm gonna send you to YouTube.
I think I like
we
that.
We might have to link it below.
I mean, I'm all into, ingesting good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good books.
Because you gotta have the right mindset to live this life. Because the reality is, life is hard.
Ooh.
You gonna get thrown some curveballs. Like, you're not gonna be able to control everything, and it is important, especially in this day and age, to be kind to people and understanding, and be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
Because we all make mistakes.
We do.
All have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. So nobody is perfect. So, here at No Bra Required, we are here to spread love and light and positivity.
Peace,
like, we
joy.
want people to know that you are not in this by yourself.
At all. You
know what I mean? We all go through it, man, woman, boy, and girl.
Yeah.
So be who you are, because at the end of the day, that is what is important, and that's what makes you you. Ain't nobody got your song.
Well, really, 22 should be about you.
Yeah.
Everybody, let's make 22 about you.
Yes.
Okay?
Absolutely.
Do what you want to do. Be intentional with your words.
Impeccable with your
words.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what intentional.
Send it to her.
When I say intentional with your words, it keeps coming to me that way, because that's a real thing.
Yeah,
you can't just be saying any fucking thing, okay? Like, people spew things and they have no clue the daggers that they throw. So, with it being impeccable with your words, be intentional with what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? And mean that shit. Stand on that shit. Because when I said I was starting Shweez, bitch, I started that shit.
Yeah.
Y'all was like, what? You gonna do what?
Listen.
In 4 months, I had my together, and I had a launch party. So,
and
you
Eighth
guys.
and Pine is still on struggle mode, but we gonna get that together.
But guess what? 8th and Pine still
so you make sure you
has
check
things
out 8th
going
and Pine,
on.
the number 8TH. AND and Pine like the tree.
Yeah.
All types of accessories, men's, women's, earrings, t-shirts. I got a lot of stuff coming up. But again, as being intentional, like I'm going to make a valid effort, because that's the other thing. What you get out, what you put out is what you get back. So I haven't been putting in the best effort with 8th and Pine, so I can't expect success for something that I've been putting in minimal effort in.
This is true.
So I've gotten what I put into it.
So y'all finna grow with us, okay? This whole thing, y'all finna grow with us. Y'all about to see us go from 0 to 100 real quick.
Yes,
okay,
we are excited. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you so much for watching.
I hope you enjoyed us. Make sure you click on the like button, subscribe to our channel. We're going to have a lot of great content. We're going to have some guests in the future. Again, shout out to Timbre Sound for hooking us up, making us sound and look amazing.
I mean, they did that. It's crazy they did that.
And we're going to have some other stuff. Shanté Nicole going to have some stuff too coming up. So make sure that you follow us individually. You can find me everywhere on Instagram and Facebook at Shy Girl in ATL.
Yes, and
that's
you can
CHIGIRLINATL. Bitch, can I have a moment?
Well, that was that hot shit that just kicked in. I was about to interrupt you, but Yeah, Shy Girl
Shy
and
Girl
ATL. Yes, and then Schweetz Factory. That's SCHWEETZ Factory, where you can get your drinks on the pull up, honey.
Drink on. So.
Well, it ain't no alcohol in it, so if you like liquor, I don't do all that. But if you want to get high, I got you.
Yes.
Hit my line.
So always keep in mind, the glass is always half empty or half full. It depends on how you look at it. Be kind with your words. You never know. Your words can push someone over the edge or pull them off of the ledge.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So that's it.
That's it, baby.
The first one is in the book.
We're done.
Oh,
bye.